New Year's resolutions, setting yourself up for failure. Why? Let's talk about that. Why? Got a chai tea tonight. And we have a Drew Estate Natural. One of my favorites. So, New Year's resolutions. My opinions, my thoughts, my past experiences, trying to be on the level with you guys. You're setting yourself up for failure. Look at all the marketing and business hype that companies use to rely on you, the consumer, to make money. Classic example is gyms, where you go and gonna lose weight for the new year. Everybody's gonna drop 25 pounds or 20 pounds, or everyone's gonna lose the weight. And that's admirable that you want to lose weight. So you buy your membership. You're starting the new year off right. You go to the gym. Hell, you might go for 2-3 months. Maybe you're doing the two, 3 times a week, and you're working hard. You start slipping up at home. You start not going. You start not being accountable, not responsible, and the old routines are still there. So, what can be said about resolutions? Everybody wants to go into the new year with this clean slate, or that this is the year they're going to do X, Y, and Z. No, this is not the year you're going to do this. Because it doesn't start this year. I'm sick and tired of being, this is the year that this is going to happen. This is the year that that's going to happen. No. Do you know why? Because it's a lifestyle change. And when does this happen? It happens for everybody individually, and it happens when you decide to make it happen. It happens now. In this very moment, the change happens internally. The change happens in the mind. The thought process changes. The worldview changes. It happens now. But I have all these hopes and dreams and goals and aspirations, and calm down. Sometimes you have to baby step it. So you have a big goal. Okay, goals are good. Goals can be achieved. They're different than having a dream. Sometimes you have to have very small, achievable goals to achieve your goal. And that's not a bad thing. The change happens now. And what happens is you break it down to yourself that here's your goal. How do I get to my goal? Well, I have to take these steps. Then you have to learn time management skills, maybe. You have to find different tools for your toolkit and then learn how to use them. It's not very difficult. And some of these tools are just like positive affirmations throughout the day. when you see somebody who's successful, you're seeing their success. You're seeing the tip of the iceberg. You're not seeing the iceberg. You're not seeing everything that's underneath the water. You're not seeing the stress or the depression or the anxiety or the worry or the failure. You're seeing, wow, look at this successful person. That's what they're showing you. And that's kind of a thing as well. That's what they're showing you. You don't see the hard work that was involved in them becoming successful, or the trials, or a successful person doesn't tell you about, well, I'm doing this and I'm planning on doing that. They show you. They live the example. The successful person sets the bar. The successful person is there in the front saying, there's no mask here. This is what it took for me to get here. It's going to be hard work. It's going to suck. But you can do it. And you can do it. Depending on your goals, you have to break them down. And it can be as easy as this. What can I get done today? Stop looking so far into the future of, I want to get this or that or obtain this or become this. What can I get done today? What can I get done by the end of the week? What is my monthly goal? Within 3 months, can I achieve my goal? Maybe your goal is 3 months, I want to lose 20 pounds. Maybe we'll bring this back to weight. It's something people can relate to here. Can you lose your 20 pounds in 3 months? I hope so. It can be done. It's not hard. Everybody's weight can fluctuate, or you can be stuck in your rut. But with anything, it's a lifestyle change. Your vision of yourself has to change. You have to be sick of being the same. The pain of change and the pain of remaining the same. You know the saying, right? Now, it doesn't have to be simply weight loss. It could be anything. It could be business. It could be your romantic life. It could be your personal life. Maybe, you need the alone time. Maybe your marriage is doing great, and maybe your business is doing well. But you're like, I need that little niche of me time. I need that little, maybe I need my space. Maybe I need to develop some extra money to put into developing my barn or my shed or, something. This can be applied to anybody. So making a resolution is just setting yourself up for failure. People don't stick to resolutions because there's no pre-planning. They just go into it. It's almost on a whim. And then once they're taking part in trying to do this, they fail because there's not been a plan, and then they're not being proactive about this. It's a good stick. Something you can do is, now that it's the end of the year, take a look at your past year and be honest with yourself. What good did you do? What things did you achieve? What things have you been working on? Are things close to completion? Have you started lots of projects and not finished them? What things are lacking? What tools of your personal toolkit, you know? Is it dedication and perseverance? Remaining steadfast, resolute, and firm? And then ask yourself, what things can I do in the new year that will allow me to jumpstart, to not continue the old pattern? Like energy attracts like energy. You have to surround yourself with things of joy and positivity. Now, this whole concept that the universe is going to provide is bullshit. Yes, you can put it out there. But if you want something, you have to work for it. You have to work hard for it. You have to actively be doing. Practice makes mastery. It's not practice makes perfect. It's practice makes mastery. When you master something, we become a master. If you have a master's degree or you become a master at something, it's because you've put a certain amount of hours into a something to become proficient at it. It becomes automatic. Because there's practice there. There's lessons. There's exercises. It's an active pursuit. It comes from doing. It's almost embarrassing to catch yourself being idle. There's so many hours in a day, and you should be using them to the best of your ability. Now, I understand we all get these days where we want to relax, and that's fine. You need downtime. Sometimes things need to develop internally, hibernate, germinate, all that stuff. But you could keep your hands busy. You could be doing something. You can break it down through baby steps, guys. It's not hard. What can you do right now? It's not, what am I going to do this year? How am I going to XYZ by the end of next year? This is the year I'm going to do this. That's positive, but that's a weight on your shoulders. That's stress, that's anxiety. And it's also kind of setting yourself up for failure. What can you do right now? What are you able to do right now? You could be watching this video and be like, right now, he said right now. I'm going to drop and do 20. I'm going to do some muscle ups. Well, you guys probably can't do muscle ups. I have a hard time doing muscle ups. If you don't know what a muscle up is, you pull yourself up, and then you have to pull yourself up. So you do, a chin up, and then when you get to the chin, you muscle up. Which, I can do them, but they suck. What can you do right now? What can you do by the end of the week to start achieving that one small goal? Now, dreams, it's fine to have dreams, but they're often, in the ether, floating around. They're not something tangible. Like, yeah, I would love to have 400 acres and be off grid and be all set up and have my hobbit house built in and It's just move-in ready. Like, sure, that's fine if you win shit tons of money. But, are you even playing the lottery to win tons of money? And let's not even go there because it's a pipe dream. Now, can you achieve those things by working hard? Okay, let's take that as an example. You want a shit ton of land. You want a Hobbit house, style house, like earth berm type of thing. You want to be off grid. Okay, maybe that's your goal. So you start looking at property. Okay, you want property off grid. What things do you need to do to develop that property? What type of machinery do you need to, buy or hire somebody to do this? Where is this happening? Because it's probably not going to be anywhere where you live now. Is it your main residence? Will you vacation there? You can say, this is my dream. Here's my dream. Let's do a giant rewind. Maybe your dream's going to take you 10, 15 years to do. Rome wasn't built in a day. It was sacked twice in a day. And that's how life is. Constructive and destructive. It takes time to build things. Effort. Failure. Building a foundation. Being constructive in your life is hard work. It's very hard to develop new habits. When I speak from personal experience on that, it's hard to develop new habits. When you think of habits, you think of bad habits. They just kind of, where did this come from? Destructive behavior is very easy. Going to the city of Rome as some sort of, Gallic tribe or one of the Celtic tribes and, sacking Rome, it's a destructive behavior. They sack the city. It's easy to do. It's easy to tear things down. It's harder to clean them up, and it's even harder to rebuild. Can it be done? That's what we do. And you need to remember that. Look at your local town, your neighborhood. Look at your local city. Look at the architecture and be impressed. Be filled with awe at the beauty of some of the old buildings that exist in your capital or your local city. And remind yourself of the inner cycle that you too are built of beautiful things. But beautiful things take time to build. They take skill. You have to develop the skill, but you can do it. Stay positive, guys. Don't surround yourself with people that are going to negatively... The still people, I call them still people. I read this a long time back. The still people, they are still doing this. They are still doing that. Are they still complaining about such and such? Are they still behaving like this? Did they still, the still people. Stay away from the still people. Cut them right out of your life. This past year, some self-examination, I look at my life and say, well, what did I do? What did I set out to do? Did I accomplish this or that? Am I pleased with what I've done? Kind of like, well, if I die tomorrow, no one's ever ready for that. The only people that are actually usually ready for that are, well, some of the soldiers are ready for that because that's their lifestyle. They're prepared for that. They know that's in their deck of cards. But, us civilians are generally not ready to die in a moment notice or tomorrow. So, in looking back at your life for the past year, in some sort of honest self examination, what could you have done better? It's also an interesting thought into how you word your goals. Like for me, this is an example. Instead of me saying I'm going to learn Irish better, or I'm going to become more proficient in my Nuelga than I have been in the past year. I am going to do this and that. I can take an easier route mentally as like a mental trick and say, my goal this year is to speak less English. They're the same thing, but they're not. My goal this year is to speak less English. I know it's something that I can do. I know it's been something that I have been doing. So, considering it's a habit I've been doing, it's just picking up momentum. Push it a little bit more. Push it a little bit more. What other resources can I use? Staying focused. Focus is a very important thing that people often lack. Sometimes they need someone to light the fire under their ass, so to speak. Give them a nudge, give them a push. A little whisper in the ear. I believe you can do this. You're doing a good job. Keep going. There's life coaches out there, guys. There's a lot of good lectures and material. You might be able to get it on ebook or throw stuff up and put it in your. It's not something you necessarily even have to watch, but surround yourself with it. Learn. Learn from the people that have gone this way before you. I'm all about, the tools for the toolkit kind of guy. What are the tools I need to do this job? How can I apply them to my life? There's valuable information there. Maybe that's just the Freemason in me. I don't know. Well, wishing you guys a good new year. And ladies too. Because I love the ladies. Had that chat with my wife the other night. How I love the ladies. She's like, that's fine. They can come over and look pretty all they want. They can do the dishes and feed us, and they can be your little toy. But they have to go home. It's pretty good right there. Stay safe. Do not drink and drive. Call a cab. Use Lyft. Use Uber. If you go out drinking, have a designated driver. Don't fuck about. Wishing you all the best. And I believe in you. If you are stuck with something, give me a shout. I'll do my best to point you in the right directions. And I can only give you the advice that works for me. If it works for you, great. But I'm here. You need something? Shoot me a line. We'll talk to you soon. Slungeful. Ewa.